This is the June Tackle Club Saltwater Inshore Box. Let's have a look. So we're going to start off with the surface presentation in the box today. From our friends at Rapala, we have the Walk and Roll 10s. This is a good weighted stick bait essentially, little flat face on the front, so it is going to spit a little bit of water, but obviously a surface lure. So this one is going to skitter and dart all across the top, so you can peg a long cast out and sort of twitch your rod up and down as you're working and winding that reel in, and this will just dart over the top. You can add heaps of pauses in, or if there's like trevally and stuff around as well, feel free just to burn this back across the surface. Add a few pauses in, or just keep that burn rolling. Pretty easy to fish, and obviously going to work for a multitude of species. Fish this off the rocks, fish this inshore, over the reefs, early morning, late afternoon, or even if you've got like a pack of tuna coming through. Trevally are always hanging around and come through sort of in waves, so you can catch heaps of different species with it as well. Now next up, something super versatile and a lot of fun is this Squid Jig from Fish Lures Incorporated. So squid is one of the best baits you can get to take off with you, and if you can't catch anything on this bait, is also one of the best seafood you can get. I absolutely love some fresh calamari and often find myself chasing some fresh squid, not to give to the fish but give to myself. So something like this is lightly weighted, so you cast it out. Obviously you want to find an area that maybe has some flats on it with some sort of weedy patches where the squid are going to come up and start feeding on little crustaceans and stuff. So you're going to let this thing slow sink, and you just work it real slowly. And you don't need to set the hook, you're just going to let the squid find it, latch on, and you'll feel the weight of him, and you just slowly keep tension on the line as you slowly wind him in. And obviously be careful not to get inked if you haven't done squid fishing before. I do not recommend it. Now if you're heading out a little bit deeper, we've got a big deep diver here from Fishcraft. This is the Dr. Deep Diver, 150 mil long. It's going to dive about 10 meters. This is going to be fantastic for trawling for your pelagics. Some of your pelagics that are out there, whether you're chasing wahoo, you've got Spanish mackerel, or even trawl it over some deeper reefs or some deeper shipwrecks. But this one, obviously being a deep diver, you're going to get right down there. You can even use these for trawling up snapper. Trawling snapper is becoming a lot more popular. A lot of people just prefer to drop dropper rigs over them with some bait on, but you still can pick up things like snapper on big hard bodies like this as well. Now, if you want to get into some jigging, or even if you see some school of tuna moving through and you need to pelt something out a long way and burn it back, then we've got this one here, the snap bait. This is a big metal, essentially it's a metal stick bait, but you can rig this up to be like a slow fall jig as well. Just chuck like an assist hook on the top with a split ring, and then you've got yourself a jig. If you want to work this as more of like a ballistic missile, just casting metals out there and burning them back, I'd maybe chuck a couple singles or even a couple trebles underneath and tie your line to the front. Or even if you burn it back quicker, you can work it like a stick bait as well. You can also add pauses in and let it sink down, so it's got a good range of uses for this one here. And last but not least, we've got a soft plastic and jig head combo. So from Domica, we've got the anchovy shad in a 6-inch, and we've coupled that up with the Barra jig heads from Baramba Lures in the 8.0 3/4 ounce size jig head. So these will match up to your soft plastics. These are a big paddle tail plastic. So paddle tails, I normally like to cast and retrieve them, so let them sink down and do like a slow roll back, adding a few pauses in. But you can also just drop these straight down. That tail will still kick and roll on the drop, on the sink, and obviously on the retrieve up as well, which is another great way to work these. So we're covering a lot of bases here with all of the different lures in this month's box. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au. Pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.